What's going on, guys? Mike Rama here, founder of Brand Speed Creators. And in this video, we're going to be jumping into TikTok's recent announcement that it will be shifting to GMV Max only ads. We're going to be going through what this is, why they're doing it, the implications, and how to update your strategy as a seller to account for this. Now, before we jump on in, a little bit more about me, a little bit more about this channel. Brands Meet Creators. We are a TikTok shop agency, creator community, and a creator platform. Our agency does between 5 to 10 million in GMV every month. And on this channel, I share insights, what I'm seeing working, and anything that I find interesting in the space. So now let's jump on in. Why did TikTok shift this GMV Max only? What does this mean? So TikTok has confirmed that starting in July, which is right now, all TikTok shop campaigns must run through GMV Max. Live shopping, product shopping, video shopping ads can no longer be created or edited. There were some rumors that this was going to go into effect in September, a little bit later on. Kind of seemed like they abruptly just, pushed this out. 100% GMV Max now, no other shopping formats in terms of ads. So GMV Max absorbs every eligible creative, organic, paid, affiliate, sets the bids and pacing, and increases spend until it meets the ROI target you enter. Effectively, TikTok is now deciding what you pay for every incremental sale. You decide that and you tell TikTok, and it's going to push spend until the last dollar of your product margin is captured. Now, let's talk about this a little bit more. We're seeing this across the board. All platforms are going the same route, right? Everyone is signaling. Meta is doing the same thing. Google is doing the same thing. Our AI knows better than you. Media buying is dying. Just set your budget. Let our AI go out there and find you customers, right? It's Google's Performance Max. It's the same thing. This is essentially a full capture from TikTok. It's paid, organic, affiliate, all in one bucket. They're saying just set your budget. Tell us what you can afford to spend, and we will go out there and we will make that happen, right? So this is all orders, regardless of whether it's coming from ads, organic videos, affiliate posts, tied to the products are now going to be attributed inside the GMV Max dashboard. They're going all in on this. Everything now will be shop level ROI, no longer ad level ROI targeting. Only one ad account per shop may run GMV Max at any time. Changing the primary account pauses all other GMV Maxes and pauses other things, blah, blah, blah. Big picture here, TikTok is basically telling you the only thing that matters now is creative and product. So let's get into this a little bit more, some of the implications. When I first heard this, what came to mind is this quote by this guy right here. You might have seen him before. Your margin is my opportunity. And that's exactly what this felt like to me, right? The GMV Max is TikTok's your margin is my opportunity. It's TikTok trying to capture more of the pie. So early on, back, early last year, you could throw a product up there and like you were going viral like crazy, right? And a lot of that margin was being captured both by the affiliates and by the brands, right? And that's kind of how TikTok gets you hooked, right? That's how all platforms do it. Early on in a platform's life cycle, ton of just organic impressions out there, right? They want to get people kind of hooked on the platform. And then what happens? It becomes slowly more and more pay to play. That is exactly what's happening right now. TikTok is trying to figure out how to capture that margin. And previously, a lot of that margin was going to affiliates and the brands themselves. So every free viral view and bidding edge that you used to enjoy is now routed through a pay to play AI that scales spend until your profits hit zero. That is kind of the idea here, right? Your margin is my opportunity. How can TikTok come in as a business and capture more of that margin that they were giving to the brands and the affiliates? So let's just walk through some numbers here. Now, these are all kind of estimates based off of research. TikTok's not like super public about this stuff, but use these as kind of rough numbers here. US market 2024. TikTok did 9 billion GMV, TikTok shop. Now, TikTok's take from that, they've kind of changed this amount. It was like 2%, then they raised it to 5, then they raised it to 8, something along those lines. But if you take kind of the blended amount from 2024, their take home on that was about 600 million, right? So about 6 to 7% of this number. And then if you look at the affiliates, what affiliates took home from that, rough estimates out there, about 60% of all sales are driven by affiliates. I don't know, you take like a 10 to 12% average commission, you get about 600 million taken home from affiliates. And so if you think from TikTok's perspective, TikTok as a business, right? Their goal is first off to grow this pie. So this 9 billion, right? This 9 billion right here, maybe I don't know. Here was like where it was at last year, 9 billion. And now their goal is, okay, can they take this and grow it past that 9 billion, right? Can they get this to, 15 billion, whatever it might be? The other piece of this too is, let's say this is the amount here that's taken home by the affiliate. This is the amount that's taken home by TikTok. And then all this is taken home by the brand. If you are TikTok and you are, taking a look at this quote here, your margin is my opportunity. What does that mean? TikTok is trying to capture as much of this as they can, as much of this bucket, right? So they're trying to grow this bucket and also capture a higher percent of it. So this 6 to 7%, how can they get that higher while also making this more? So their goal, try to creep a little bit more into the margin that the brands have and creep a little bit more into the margin that the creators have. This is just what's going to happen. I know if you're a brand or you're a creator watching this, and you're like, oh no, it's what's going to happen. It's what happens on all platforms. So just be prepared. Doesn't mean that there's, not enough to go around, but this isn't what it is. This isn't, what it was like a year and a half ago. So just be prepared for that. That is what is happening. That is what's actively happening. So let's talk about these market dynamics a little bit now. Let's go through who are the winners and who are the losers. So who's getting squeezed in this situation? Of course, TikTok is trying to squeeze pretty much everyone, but who's getting squeezed the most? If you are a low margin product, like one of these like kind of low margin staples, you're not going to win, right? And you just don't have the ability to cover the cost of these rising CPAs. You're going to get squeezed the most. If you are kind of like the one-off sellers, the drop shippers, you just kind of have that one-off viral product that you just relied all on organic virality. These things were huge early last year. You're going to struggle much more, right? Just dependence on that single purchase economics. It's going to get harder and harder. Now, on the other side, who are the winners here? It's the high margin products, right? Especially those impulse products that do well on TikTok. You still can be profitable despite the bigger and bigger growing TikTok chunk right here. Other winners, creators with high GMV per view, right? Essentially creators that can convert. If you can make a video that converts, guess what? You are just going to get pushed into this GMV Max algorithm, optimal algorithm engagement. So if you're a high quality creator and you're not one of those creators that just, relied on putting out mass amounts of just kind of low quality videos, you can actually make stuff that converts. You're setting yourself up in the driver's seat. And now here's the biggest one. Here is the biggest one. We're going to break out the highlighter for this. Brands with strong LTV off platform, ability to accept break even or lost first order ROI. This is the biggest one, right? If you are a brand, strong LTV off platform, you have some type of subscription model, you can afford to be break even or lose, right? The goalies of the world, these are the ones that are going to win, because at the end of the day, what do they say? The person that can afford to pay the most to acquire a customer will win. It's exactly what's happening here on TikTok. Exactly what is happening. So bigger picture here, expect continued pay to play model, less organic virality. TikTok has already signaled this, right? They're not going to, I'm not going to say 100%, but like there's going to be way less of these just pure organic videos that blow up because, like we said back here, all of this is getting captured in GMV Max. You're essentially going to pay for that now. TikTok's going to force you to pay for that. Why? Because they want to capture a bigger percentage of this. This is how they do it. This is their mechanism, right? They fully captured it with this GMV Max model. What becomes more important? Creative. Creative is now everything. There's no more media buying. There's no more targeting, less organic virality. Can you, as a seller, get creatives that convert? And margins get squeezed overall. Still a lot of room to run, but that's just the nature of the situation. So let's talk about the strategy, right? How should you start thinking about this, especially as a brand or a seller? That's who this channel is kind of optimized for. If you're a content creator, we got a whole other channel for content creators. Focus a little bit more on the seller side here. So here is a chart from an analysis I did This was the State of TikTok Shop 2025. I think it was the first quarter of 2025. Now, what this is showing is the GMV contribution by video percentile bucket. What does that mean? The top 1% of all videos earn 80% of the GMV, right? It's this crazy Pareto principle that if you get one of these highly converting videos, that's where all of the GMV is. And guess what? I highly expect with this GMV focused model, that is going to continue. All the spend is going to get allocated towards those videos that convert. That's just the nature of the game. So as a seller, as a brand, you want to continue to optimize towards getting these videos. Again, back in early 2024, it was just like put volume out there and you're going to get lucky. You're going to get one of these viral videos that crack through. It's a different game now, right? It's more of the pay to play model. You want to be optimizing for videos that can actually convert. So the three things that really matter right now: your product, your economics on that product, what are the margins, do you have repeat purchases, your brand, and the creatives overall. That's everything right now. As a brand, you want to be doubling down on generating high quality creatives. That's what it's all about. It's less of this like mass market affiliate play, which, kind of sucks because that was our bread and butter back in the day. But we as a company we've had to shift as well. And that's just where the market is going. It's less about, hey, can we just get 1,000, average videos out there, throw this spaghetti against the wall, see what sticks, and just like hope some stuff goes viral. It's less about that. It's more about working closely with fewer creators, really implementing a strategy, really dialing in those videos as opposed to that mass produced volume, lower quality. You see this with a lot of brands too. They'll run these like big rewards campaigns, and they'll run, these, big affiliate campaigns where they will have bonuses. And a lot of them will even have these like little asterisks, like low quality bottom of funnel content will not count, right? Like brands are taking note of it too. They don't want just like pure volume out there anymore. Yes, of course, there's always this need for both volume and quality, but just like the mass produced, not that great quality is just not what brands are looking for. So, what are a couple of things that we have done as a company to shift in this direction? This is one of the best things we did. The other month, we have been working on this AI powered viral script writer to just help both our brands and creators to just dial in the quality of their content, right? Instead of just like throwing any video out there, put something up that is optimized for conversions and virality. We rolled this out to our community, not too long ago, just like a couple weeks ago. Here's just a couple things that happened. Here's Courtney, viral scriptwriter, 500,000 views off the bat, kept using it. I'm having fun again, get the scriptwriter, just back-to-back viral videos. Maddie, this is your sign. Just use the viral scriptwriter. You see most of her videos down here, 100 views, 123 views, and then all of a sudden, boom, 25,000. Christy, if you're wondering if the viral scriptwriter is worth it, the answer is absolutely. Have never seen views like this. Stuck, a couple hundreds. Boom, uses it her first time, 30,000. And then what do? All of those creators are on our platform available for brands to hire. Christy, this same creator right here. I use the viral scriptwriter for my retainer. She's hired by this brand on our platform. Salty Cat, she's getting things to convert. Here's Christy, hired for 20 videos for $100. This brand got a 55x ROI on that. This is something that we do with all of the brands that come on board our platform. We give you access to this tool. And again, it's all about getting dialed in creatives, right? Doubling down on working with creators that are actually going to perform with you. Work closely with fewer creators versus mass produced volume, lower quality. Hope you guys got a ton out of this video. If you are a brand and you do want to work with creators and check out our platform, I'll leave a link to that below. Hope you guys got a ton of value out of this one, and I will see you in the next one.